Latinos in Accion with Yesenia Taveras is your local program for information in education, health, laws, business, and more. Latinos in Accion is the only program for the Latin community in Delaware.
Hola, yo soy Yesenia Taveras. En este programa de Latinos in Accion con Yesenia Taveras, voy a presentar partes de cada programa que yo he hecho este año. Latinos in Accion con Yesenia Taveras es el primer programa en español en la historia de este canal WITN 22. Mi programa se concentra en entrevistar a los líderes de la comunidad, artistas y personas interesadas en la comunidad latina. Latinos in Accion con Yesenia Taveras informa a la audiencia latina de Delaware de tópicos sobre la educación, leyes de gobierno, eventos que pasan en la comunidad y más. Hello, I'm Yesenia Taveras. In this episode of Latinos in Accion con Yesenia Taveras, I'll present parts of each program I produced this year. Latinos in Accion con Yesenia Taveras is the first bilingual Spanish program in WITN 22's history that focuses on interviewing government officials and community leaders, artists, and people of interest to the Latin community. The program informs the Latin audience in Delaware of information on topics such as education, community events, government laws, and more.
En Delaware, ya no está autorizado a poseer un teléfono celular a la oreja mientras se conduce, solamente con los dispositivos de manos libres. El gobernador Jack Markell firmó la ley que restringe el uso de teléfonos celulares mientras se maneja, y está prohibido mandar mensajes de textos al conducir.
Ya el gobierno ya le dio suficiente tiempo porque desde julio del año pasado, 2010, ellos estaban anunciando que iban a cambiar la ley. La ley iba a cambiar en enero, en el segundo día de enero. Eso es suficiente tiempo.
El gobernador Markell aseguró que la ley busca disminuir los accidentes de tránsito que diariamente ocurren en el estado de Delaware. Cuando una persona está conduciendo, ustedes ven las personas que están escribiendo mensajes en los carros. Tienes que tocarles la bocina para que se muevan a la orilla de la calle. Utilizar un teléfono celular en cualquiera de sus formas mientras se conduce un vehículo puede provocar un accidente fatal. La obligación del conductor es darle siempre la prioridad al manejar antes que las llamadas.
Va a reducir los accidentes porque la gente va a poner más atención en lo que están haciendo, conduciendo los vehículos. En el 2009 habían 300 accidentes que eran causados por el uso de los teléfonos. Nosotros esperamos que los accidentes se van a reducir, porque ahora la gente van a tener que poner más atención a lo que están haciendo cuando están manejando.
Las estadísticas indican que hablar o mandar un mensaje por teléfono mientras se conduce reduce el tiempo de reacción en alrededor del 10% en términos de frenar y en un 20% en términos de acelerar después de frenar, lo que interfiere con la fluidez del tránsito. Los conductores solamente no son distraídos por el celular. También puede ser el GPS cambiando un CD o dar una vuelta hacia atrás para hablar con su niño. También quitar los ojos de la calle es una distracción. Nacionalmente, 4,000 a 8,000 accidentes de tráfico pasan todos los días en los Estados Unidos que está relacionado a conductores distraídos. También, Jim Lardier, del AAA Mid-Atlantic, apuntó que incluso celulares de manos libres pueden ser una distracción. La AAA dice que no es el dispositivo, que son las conversaciones que causan la distracción. Y con las conversaciones del teléfono, la mente del conductor no está en manejar con las manos, que es donde debe de estar. Nosotros preferimos que estas leyes sean prohibidas los usos de celular con dispositivo y mandar mensajes de texto con manos libres o aguantándolo. La nueva ley prohíbe el uso de localizadores, Blackberries, computadoras, juegos o asistentes digitales mientras se conduce. No se le permite a los conductores escribir o mandar mensajes de texto o entrar en la web. Si ustedes están hablando y enviando mensajes de textos mientras se conduce un vehículo de motor, usted va a pagar una multa. La multa por la primera violación de la ley es de $50. Después, la multa puede subir hasta $200, pero los conductores no acumularían puntos en sus licencias.
Pues simplemente cuando nosotros estamos patrullando, estamos velando a la gente para ver si están cumpliendo con la ley, con muchas de las leyes, los cinturones, también la velocidad, si están yendo a la velocidad más de la máxima. Entonces también tú sabes que la gente cuando están usando el teléfono, pues si están así, obviamente están hablando en el teléfono. So, cuando nosotros vemos esto, pues vamos a parar a la gente.
La ley da el permiso de usar tecnología que se agarre con la mano mientras hacen su trabajo a la policía, los bomberos y otro personal de emergencia. Por otro lado, los conductores pueden marcar números y activar su accesorio de manos libres, pero no pueden tener teléfono en la mano.
Vamos a suponer que tú veas una emergencia en la carretera. La excepción donde la policía no te va a parar es si tú estás usando el teléfono para llamar al 911 por una emergencia. También vamos a suponer que tú recibes una llamada y tú estás usando Bluetooth, pues tú puedes sacar el teléfono y vamos a suponer apuntar los números o el botón para que reciba la llamada. Entonces está conectado a Bluetooth, pues tú simplemente pones el teléfono, lo pones en el sillón o en otro sitio y sigue manejando hablando por Bluetooth.
La tecnología Bluetooth es un dispositivo de seguridad que una persona puede usar. Con Bluetooth le da al conductor una vía inalámbrica de conexión y intercambio de información entre un sistema de comunicación a manos libres y el teléfono celular al conductor.
The only thing I hope to gain is if one of those kids out there, something clicked with them, and it is actually in them that they are able to get the confidence together to believe in whatever it is they are dreaming in and follow their dreams. That is the most exciting thing for me. That would be a great goal to have for today's thing. The other smaller, lower level of goals would be just to bring some sort of awareness to these young people that anything is possible today, still is. You don't have to be a snob you don't have to have money, you don't have to come from a cultured family to understand this music and to be an artist of any sort, whether it's painting or drawing or pottery or sewing or dancing.
In a lot of elementary, middle, and high schools, students are not getting involved in the music industry. It could be learning a new instrument, singing. It's just that attendance has dropped remarkably over the past few years. What advice would you give to children that would encourage them to get involved?
We are sitting in a very inspirational place right now. We're sitting at the Christina Cultural Arts Center in Wilmington, Delaware, and it's this kind of place that provides the petri dish, so to speak, for these germs of ideas and creativity to come together and grow. And I encourage young people and their parents more than the young people themselves, because not often do the young people pick up a phone book and try to find these places, but to seek these places out wherever they may be in whichever community and bring their children here. Let them make music and art and be creative with other kids their own age and kids that are older than them as well, because that they will find inspiration in that. I grew up personally in a very isolated area of northern New Jersey, in Sussex, New Jersey, and there were about 6 other students in my high school that were talented, but it was a small high school and it was hard. It was good for us to hang together and sort of be creative together. I wish we had wish we had a Christina Cultural Arts Center there where more of us could have gotten together to create music and art of the future. And I think what they're doing here is fantastic. But my suggestion would be to have the parents seek these kinds of places out and allow their kids to take these classes.
What role did music play in your childhood?
I think for everyone, music and the arts serve as a different sort of energy source, for lack of a better term. There were parts of my childhood that were very difficult and very painful. And I know there are lots of children out there who have experienced similar pains and sufferings and for lack of better terms, abuse. For me, music was my peace of mind. It became my salvation, so to speak, and it became a place where I could believe in beauty and abundance and allow for room for possibility. And I still believe that today. I believe when I sit down and play the piano, I go to a place that is uninhabited by these demons of the past and annoyances of the present that we have in our society. And I think today, of all times, children need this. Children need to know that there's more to life than the latest video on your iPod or your iPad or your this or your whatever the latest technological advances. That sitting down and making music, creating a sound that is acoustic, that is a sound that you can feel, something that is visceral, that actually vibrates through you, and not is created electronically through a amplification system. This is a level of communication that needs to be nourished, and I believe once the students experience it, they are transported to another place.
After years of planning, Las Americas Aspira Academy Charter School opened its doors to more than 300 students in kindergarten through 5th grade.
This all started in October 2000 when Carmen Rivera was presenting an assignment at Springfield College about bringing Aspira to Delaware. Unbeknownst to Carmen, across from her sat a classmate that was an employee of Aspira of New Jersey. In November 2000, the CEO and others from Aspira of New Jersey visited with members of the Delaware Governor's Advisory Council on Hispanic Affairs, then chaired by our own Dr. Jaime Rivera, to discuss Aspira's programming in Delaware. Early in 2001, Aspira of Pennsylvania was invited us to Delaware to discuss their programs. And this is the initiation of discussions about bringing programming options to Delaware, which culminated in August of 2001, when Dr. Rivera was invited to Aspira's Association's board meeting in New Jersey to meet Aspira Associate Board Chairs and Executive Directors. And this is where Friends of Aspira of Delaware was born. From 2001 until 2005, Friends of Aspira of Delaware focused on securing funding from local organizations and attracted more committed individuals and did not accept funding for programming that was not directly related to the mission of Delaware. In February 2003, Wanda Lopez and Carmen Rivera started an outreach in Newcastle County Public Schools and implemented the Aspira process in a few of the public schools. In fall 2003, current Las Americas Aspira Academy music and art teacher, Esteban Pilonieta, started work with Aspira as a 9th grader at Christiana High School, and he subsequently enrolled at the University of Delaware. Esteban is our first aspirante of Delaware. We are very proud of him. In the fall of 2004, the all-volunteer Aspira Saturday Academy was born with 24 students headed by Margie Rivera, who is our chairperson, and Lourdes Puig.
Aspira Academy is located in Newark at 326 Ruther Drive and is attended by students throughout Delaware. The school is considered a tuition-free, world-class education charter school that prepares students through a dual-language, project-based learning curriculum.
As an association, as aspirantes, as parents, as community members, we also have a vision. We know that a world-class education for our children is the great equalizer. It's what makes us all equal at the end. So of all of the things that Latinos cherish, when you ask Latinos, well, what makes a difference to you? I mean, what's important to you? Invariably, they'll say, a good education for my family.
Aspida Academy students will become fully proficient in reading, writing, and speaking English and Spanish through immersion in both languages as they learn all subjects.
Kindergarten and first grade students will receive half the day in English and half in Spanish. Upper grades will get primary teaching in English and have a Spanish language class every day for the year.
As a public school, we have to achieve the same standards as all the school districts. So we're very proud that our curriculum is actually the same curriculum that Newark Charter uses. So it actually is it exceeds the standards in many ways. So we're very proud of that. So, you know, it's definitely, we're definitely going to be able to achieve the standards, and what we're looking to do is actually exceed them.
All students will become bilingual, biliterate, and bicultural within 6 years in the program while gaining the academic, physical, social, and emotional skills to succeed in school and life. The all-day kindergarten and first grade classes will experience immersion from the start because these students are at the ideal age to learn 2 languages simultaneously.
Spanish is one of the most important languages of the world. Learning Spanish is of utmost importance for all of us. Aspida's mission is to empower our youth through education and leadership development. Learning a second language or improving our Spanish language communication skills is a vital component of the empowerment process.
The demand for a dual language charter school has already outpaced the available seats for the 2011-2012 school year, and a waiting list is already in place.
Each one of our students will be a leader, and what's interesting is that one of our staff members is actually an aspirante. He was the first aspirante of Delaware, so it's giving back. So what we're doing is building the future leaders, and when they graduate, they will be aspirantes, and then they will reach back to the community and help. So we're creating this network, and it's just going to continue to multiply and multiply.
The excitement of the first day for the new school seemed to cross from staff to students.
What's overwhelming is the response that we've received from the community. So the Hispanic families that said, we want a school like this because we want our child to not forget their Spanish. And the non-Hispanic families to say, my child doesn't speak any Spanish, we don't speak any Spanish, but we know it's important, so we want them to learn it. And that's, you know, and then coming from all over. Many families are, you know, driving their child here, whatever it takes, because they're choosing them to come here. That's very powerful. And with that, they've shown me already their level of commitment. They've been here volunteering. They really want to be a part of the school.
To promote school pride and safety, improve discipline, and enhance the learning environment, Aspida Academy has instituted a school uniform policy. The dress code will help create a culture of fairness and unity among students, staff, and families, and will allow students to focus on academic achievement. Backpacks filled with school supplies have already been donated by AstraZeneca and DuPont. Aspida Academy opened its doors with 315 students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Over the next 3 years, it expects to grow to an enrollment of 600 to 630 students in a K-8 program. Plans are to continue growth at the school, adding a grade to the site each year as students advance.
We hope to continue to grow. Really, our capacity is dictated by the size of the building. So, you know, after 4 years, we hope that we can find a larger building and we can increase our enrollment. And down the road, we hope to be able to then create other Aspida academies, not just in Newcastle County, but the other counties, especially Sussex County, where there's a need for a school like this for the community down there. So the hope is for continued growth. And we hope that we'll also help pave the way for some other schools that could be also doing similar things. It doesn't have to be necessarily Aspida doing it, but other communities. So I fully support that.
Since its founding, Aspida has provided 500,000 youth with the personal resources they need to remain in school and contribute to their community.
Aspida Academy is a direct growth of the mission of Aspida of Delaware Incorporated, a nonprofit organization devoted solely to the education and leadership development of Latino youth. Aspida of Delaware is a member of the Aspida Association, the largest national Latino organization in the United States, serving the Latino community since 1961.
Today, Aspida is the largest national Hispanic organization in the United States. Serving over 40,000 students, 10,000 students in 13 charter schools across the country. This year we celebrated our 50th anniversary, 50 years of serving the Latino youth and serving the Latino community. That is quite an accomplishment. And Aspida is recognized as one of the main advocacy organizations for Hispanics in the United States.
Organized by Nuestras Raíces Delaware, a nonprofit community-based organization whose mission is to promote Latino culture, the Miss Hispanic Delaware pageant is a traditional pageant competition which is open to young ladies between the ages 16 and 19.
It's more than just a pageant. It's a life-changing experience. It helps you become a respectful woman and a proud Latina, and you get to go out there and do stuff for your community. Other pageants are just mostly about beauty, and this is more about your inner beauty, what you have to say to your community, what you represent yourself, basically. And that's what I like about it. It's not just what's in the outside, it's what's in. Hispanic Delaware is just a title, but actually having that experience to go out there and being involved for this pageant, it's more. It's, you know, just being part of something, being part of it is what's actually the grand prize. Being involved and getting to meet new people, making new friends, getting to go out there in many events and just show what you have and, you know, get to know more about your culture. That's what's actually the grand prize.
The pageant has been in existence since 1972 and is designed to promote and support the integrity and professionalism among young Latinas while enhancing their social, cultural, and educational growth.
I have learned quite a few things. I have learned how to walk, how to be myself, and how to get out of my shell and not be shy anymore.
The pageant teach women like me to do something positive in their life and to achieve their goals.
The Miss Hispanic Delaware pageant gives young women in the Hispanic community a chance to build self-esteem and confidence as it helps to retain cultural and ethnic traditions.
I think to be a really good example for young Latinas everywhere.
It's a lot of hard work because you do have to study, you have to balance everything together, but at the end it all turns out good and it's a really fun experience.
The pageant also serves as an opportunity to showcase talent, intelligence, and beauty of our young Hispanic women by giving them a chance to represent the ever-growing Hispanic community in Delaware and to create public awareness of the many contributions that Hispanics have made in the community and state.
Why do those girls keep picking on me? Why are they so mean? They take away my lunch money and push me around. And why do they hit me? Is it because of the color of my skin? Because of my hair? Because I'm Latina? Is it because I study? But I don't want to study. I don't want to study if those girls keep picking on me. They go around picking on me, and I don't know what to do anymore. No, I can't smoke cigarettes. I have a future ahead of me. My family doesn't approve of that. And you know what? I love my smile. And guess what? I love being Latina. We are smart, intelligent, and we are hardworking. I'm just gonna have to go to the principal's office, talk to my mother, and together we will stop these bullies. Did you know that 85% of bullying happens within peer groups? 2.3 million people are victims of bullying. Bullying is the fourth most common reason why children seek help services. This is a problem happening in our society and our community. Be a part of your children's lives. Talk to them, because you too can stop bullying.
She was lost in so many different ways, out in the darkness with no guide. But I still go home, knowing that I've got you. There's only us when the lights go down. You were my heaven on earth. You were my last, my first. I always hear this voice inside saying, Ave Maria. I've been alone when I'm surrounded by friends. How could the silence be so loud? But I still go on, knowing that I've got you. There's only us when the lights go down. You were my heaven on earth. You were my hunger, my thirst. I always hear this voice inside. Ave Maria.
Ha sido un placer para servir a mi comunidad a través de mi programa de televisión bilingüe que pone de manifiesto mis talentos. Hasta la próxima, tengan una feliz Navidad y un feliz Año Nuevo. Y recuerden, si ustedes tienen ideas, eventos o tópicos, llamarme al 302-576-2119. Yo soy Yesenia Taveras, gracias por ver mi programa y que pasen un buen día. It has been a pleasure to support and serve my community through a bilingual television show that highlights my talents and skills. Until next time, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, if you have a story idea or event you would like featured on Latinos in Accion, send me an email or give me a call at 302-576-2119. I'm Yesenia Taveras. Thank you for watching and have a great day.